Hey guys, this is Purple Ranger, and here's part 5. Now, I realized I forgot to, when I was talking about my birthday, I forgot to thank everybody who wished me happy birthday. Such as all my friends on Facebook, my relatives, cosplayers such as Hannah Mae and Aaron DeBorba. I'd like to thank all. It was greatly appreciated of you guys to wish me happy birthday. That was one of the best things that happened. That was definitely one of the best things that happened to me that day. Now, anyway, I'd like to give a review on something. Hang on, I got 1 second. There we go. Very recently, I got something in the mail that I'm actually going to be using in a cosplay. And that is the DX Sengoku Driver from Kamen Rider Gaim. This is the first official piece of Kamen Rider merchandise that isn't a mask that I've ever owned. Oh, and excluding the Kamen Rider camo toy I bought last year. Anyway, it's based on the main transformation device of most of the Kamen Riders of Gaim, and it came with the orange Lockseed and the Gaim faceplate, and also the banana Lockseed and the Baron faceplate. I also earlier this year had gotten the Budo Lockseed with the Ryugen faceplate. Now the sound effects are pretty cool, and it's best to get, if you want to do a Rider cosplay, and it's best to actually buy the driver, then fabricate it, because the sound effects the additional sound effects with the Lockseeds will only work with this. Now the on switch is here, and push the button on here and you can actually switch faceplates. With Gaim, it's basically no sound effects for the faceplate, but for Baron, and of course for Ryugen, and there's of course the cutting blade, which is detachable, but I wouldn't recommend doing it. And of course, this is basically what it sounds like when there's no driver in it. The Lockseeds all have to be activated, of course, and they each have their own separate sound effects. I noticed when activating the cutting blade to execute the attacks, they all have different sound effects. Start off with this. Some pretty basic sounds, and then I should mention with the faceplates, it determines the sound effects prior to the cutting of the fruit. Now, I'll give a full additional review, a further review, maybe in a separate video sometime. So if you guys would like that, let me know, and I will do just that. But here's an additional sound effect. And I'll further explain it later in a separate video if you guys would like me to. Now, this past July, Bethany and I went to see the Fluffy movie, which stars Gabriel Iglesias. It's a stand-up comedy, and movie, like the Blue Collar Comedy Tour or the original Kings of Comedy. And the movie starts out with basically telling the story of how Gabriel's parents met, and Gabriel as a kid. And throughout that scene, we actually see a lot of familiar faces. We see Gabriel's friends Armando, Alfred, Martine. We see Tommy Chong of Cheech and Chong. We see Ron White of the Blue Collar Comedy Tour. And then Gabriel comes out on stage, and he's in the Bay Area. And this is where it was filmed, and he talks about things like when he was diagnosed with diabetes, and of course talks about his son a lot. Especially, apparently there was an aftermath to Aloha Fluffy, because the day after that the special aired, something happened to Frankie at school. At school, I won't say what. You have to see it, but it was so hysterical. Gabriel talked about when he went to India. He talked about how great of a friend Martine is, how a fan mistook him for someone else. I won't say who. And also talked about something something that happened about 2 years ago, and it was 2 years ago because of something that Gabriel meant, because of a personal event that happened later on that year. That if you watch Aloha Fluffy, there's mention of it at the very end. But overall, this movie was hysterical. Bethany and I were laughing our butts off, and we just couldn't. I mean, we're definitely going to get it on DVD when it comes out. And of course, that day I saw 17 Mustangs, and afterwards, Bethany and I we actually got to take the newly opened Silver Metro line to get back to my house, to get back to the metro station where she and I normally meet up anyway when she comes down. And my dad took us to the house where we just watched TV and even took the dogs out. Overall, we had an amazing, and we even got these cool like pennants which talk about the Silver Line. Now this is going pretty long. This ends part 5. There's a couple more things.